short moment, we're going to be joined by the one, the only, Sebastian Gorka. Of course, Seb is the former Deputy Assistant to the President of the United States. He is also the host of America First with Sebastian Gorka, and I believe he is on the line with us now. Seb, can you hear me? How are you? God bless you, sir.
I am. God bless you, brother. God bless you.
It's good to have you on. What a week this has been. This has been crazy. I honestly still can't get my head around the fact that we witnessed a worldwide miracle and that it affected your good friend Donald Trump.
It's exactly what I said this morning on C-SPAN, which is the kind of official political channel here that's, funded by Congress. I said it back in 2016. My former boss was elected to the most powerful position in the world by the grace of God. Hillary Clinton had outspent us by 100%. The mainstream media was in her back pocket. And despite all of those things, he won. And then Butler, Pennsylvania, 5 days ago, that last nanosecond move to the right, if he hadn't done that, if his guardian angel hadn't told him to do that, we would have watched the murder live on television of the leader of the opposition. And it's changed him. I'm here in Milwaukee with my wife at the convention. Look at his face. That man has been touched by heaven.
Well, this is it. I think there are probably many reasons for God's intervention. One of them will be to shape Donald Trump, to push him on a more faithful direction and make him closer to God. The second, I think, would probably have been to avoid a civil war, which might have sparked the result of an assassination that happened. Do you think there are other reasons that this miracle might have taken place? Do you believe, like some are suggesting, that Donald Trump may be anointed to be the next leader of the United States of America?
Well, I want to be really cautious here because I disagree with the likes of Tucker Carlson that take it for granted and say, oh, he's won. I've heard far too many patriots say, oh, he won in Butler, Pennsylvania, by dodging the assassin's bullet or, having his ear hit by it. No. We have to understand they will still try to kill him. The Secret Service is catastrophically incompetent. I mean, can I just, I did a piece for Breitbart that went viral on Sunday called "The Assassin That Had to Happen." Can I just focus for 1 second on the iconic photograph?
Oh, yeah.
This kind of Iwo Jima reborn photograph. Let's just think about this for a second. That photograph should physically have been impossible to take. Why? As soon as shots ring out, I mean, look at the footage from 1983 and the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan. Fascinating footage. All the Secret Service guys are like my size, 6'3", 12 stone, 13 stone, massive guys. As soon as Hinckley's shots ring out, you can't even see the president. Ronald Reagan is doubled down, covered by the agents, thrown like a sack of potatoes into the back of the limousine, which burns rubber off the Georgetown Hospital to save his life. That's what the Secret Service does. Once there's a threat, the president's body is not under his own volition, and a wall of flesh is put around him. What happened to President Trump? He has the presence of mind. A man who's never served in the military, he realized, oh my God, I've been shot. He takes cover. Then eventually the Secret Service glom onto him. And what does he do? He says, I'm not leaving. I need my shoes. Get down. And he raises his fist. He holds his head up high. His whole torso is exposed in that photograph.
Yep.
He doesn't know if there's another shooter. He doesn't know if the sniper's been neutralized. And he says, I'm thinking of you. It's that Aslan moment. It's that Christ-like moment. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about you. It's okay. It's okay. We will survive. Fight, fight, fight. That photograph should have been impossible, but it happened, and it happened through the grace of God.
Absolutely. So let's talk about why that should have been impossible, because I'm blown away by this. I've always thought of the United States as having the best security service in the world, especially the Secret Service. Now, Donald Trump took cover himself. He wasn't brought down into cover by the agents. He rose up himself. As you rightly said, he exposed his torso. The woman in front of him couldn't cover him if she tried. She was too short. We had another woman who got her gun out of her holster. The poor lady couldn't get it back in. It looks to me like there's been a load of diversity hires that may have affected potentially affected the president's life. Not to mention that the Secret Service have said there was no one stationed on the roof because there was a slippery slope. What has happened to the Secret Service?
Marxism. This DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. That's just Marxism. Let's call it what it is. We've got Did you see the footage? My friend Senator Marsha Blackburn doorstepped the director of the Secret Service here in Milwaukee. What the hell is she doing here? I don't know. Is she like planning the second attack? And she's in the convention center, and Marsha Blackburn, this diminutive fire plug from Tennessee, says, "What are you doing? The president is owed your protection." And she says nothing, like a North Korean apparatchik. The director responsible for the president's life says nothing. What happened? Look, listen to the training commercial that she did. I played it on my national radio show. She made a video saying, "And my goal is to have 40% of the Secret Service be female," as if having a vagina qualifies you to be a bullet catcher for the most threatened individual in the world. Look at these corpulent dwarves. You couldn't protect President Trump's body with your body if you tried, let alone reholster your weapon. I posted the video from the moment President Trump arrived at the hospital. The same clown, the same asshat is, with her fat gear is there, still doesn't know how to holster her weapon. It's DEI, it's politics, it's incompetency, and also it's demoralization. People forget the Secret Service is not part of the FBI, not part of the Department of Justice. After 9/11, it was parceled under the Department of Homeland Security. So the big boss is the most evil person in the Biden administration, Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary for Homeland Security, who opened our borders for Biden and has let in at least 20 million illegals in the last 3.5 years. That man doesn't allow the Customs and Border Protection officers to do their job, doesn't allow Immigration and Customs Enforcement to do their job. The whole enterprise of Homeland Security is riven through with corruption and demoralization. So of course what happened on Saturday happened. I mean, and now she's saying the roof was sloped. Oh, you mean a less sloped than the roof the counter sniper was on? These people are absolutely disgraces to the badges they have on their belts.
But it goes wider than them, doesn't it? Because we've seen for years now, the left, particularly the Democrats, have been pushing this narrative that Donald Trump is not just wrong, that he's a bad man. And just days ago, Joe Biden said, let's put a bullseye on Trump. The rhetoric for years has been ramping up to this moment. This was inevitable almost, wasn't it? That someone was going to take a pop at Donald Trump. And it seems to me that there are elements within the deep state that may have even wanted that to happen because they tried to impeach him. They tried to persecute him, to prosecute him, to discredit him. The only thing left is to assassinate him. So what do you say to people who say, look, the left have been working towards this either indirectly or directly for a long time?
Right. So I eviscerate anybody who calls into my show and does conspiracy theory garbage like QAnon. They're called conspiracy theories for a reason and not conspiracy facts. But the way you couched it is the right way to think about it. So we know there are people in government, in the Democrat Party, in the DNC who want my former boss dead. I mean, think about it. Dan Goldman, the congressman, one of the chief prosecutors for the witch hunt, the Star Chamber that was the January 6th committee, has gone on television and said, we need to, quote, eliminate Donald Trump. You've got Maxine Waters, congresswoman, in public to her supporters say, you see a member of the Trump cabinet in public, you surround them, you harass them. And then, as you said, Biden, 5 days before the assassination attempt, says, we've got to put Trump in the bullseye. What happens when you call President Trump, the leader of the opposition, the most loved politician in America, you call him a threat to democracy and a dictator for 8 years? When you put his face on the New Republic Marxist magazine, his visage contorted to look like Adolf Hitler, what are you saying to your base? Hey, Hitler's just around the corner. Wink, wink, nod, nod. So whether it was a plan or not, I don't know. But the fact is they want him dead. They impeached him. They're trying to put him in prison. And now they want to kill him.
But it's not just the left, and it's not just the Democrats. It's also in the mainstream media. They see the
Yes.
establishment blob. We saw reports from NBC, the Washington Post, ABC, all kind of diluting what had happened. Oh, the Secret Service heard a noise, so they took Trump off, or Trump fell, so they took him off the stage. This was an attempted assassination. In the get-go, they didn't want to be clear about it. But now in the ramp-up, they're talking about things like, oh, well, Joe Biden's got COVID, so if he recovers from COVID, that's exactly the same as what Donald Trump's just been through. What is going on with the media over there?
Oh, you know what it is. You've carried your own cross with regards to the mainstream media, and it's made you even stronger, Calvin. I mean, they had Martha Raddatz, they had George Stephanopoulos, Clinton's former press secretary, say what? Donald Trump is to blame for the assassination attempt. I mean, and can we just stop for a second? Donald Trump was hit in the head by a bullet traveling 3,000 feet per second because of Donald Trump. These people are sick. They're just whores. They're just prostitutes for the left. The mainstream media pundits, the Rachel Maddows, the Anderson Coopers, the Jake Tappers, they are whores for the neo-Marxist Democrat Party. That's all they are. They have allowed their souls to be riven through with such hatred that they cannot see anything but blood. That's all they can see, Calvin.
Well, this gives me the opportunity to ask, where can people find you if they want to get some good, old-fashioned, proper news that isn't biased towards a left-wing agenda?
I have a national radio show 3 hours a day. It's called America First. You can find it on iTunes, Apple Podcast, a Rumble, where you can watch the video. I'm on every media platform except YouTube, because they're a bunch of real fascists. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Parler, Getter. My big articles at Breitbart. And if you want all of my articles, all of my analysis, my Substack is Sebastian Gorka. That's one word, sebastiangorka.substack.com. So good to see you again, my friend.
It's always a pleasure to see you. I want to leave you with a question that's not directly about Trump, but is about the RNC, because I'm going to be talking about that next. It looked a bit diverse to me. It looked a bit democratic to me. What's your take from it?
I think we have to welcome that, because the Conservative Party, when I arrived here 18 years ago, was all guys in blazers and bow ties. It was very, very, very white, very upper class. We are now a reflection of America, not the Democrats. And the Democrats have become a bi-coastal elite. If you went to Harvard or Yale, if you're making a lot of money during the COVID shutdowns of real businesses, if you're in San Francisco, Boston, New York, or Washington, you're a Democrat, and they don't give a flying fig for the working class, whatever their skin color.
Well said. That is Sebastian Gorka, host of America First with Sebastian Gorka, and the former Deputy Assistant to the President of the United States. Thank you very much, and God bless you, sir.
God bless you, Father.
Thank you for watching my Common Sense Crusade. If you'd like to watch the whole show, you can subscribe to lotuseaters.com for as little as £5 per month, and then you get access to a bank of content as well. My show is 3 p.m. every Thursday. See you there. Deus Vult.